Sup, Nerdmigos, I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norgroup. We've got wife here. We are outside, and we are here for Trek Jive. We're back. We're back at it. I'm so excited. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we are recording this on Friday, September 8th, which is Star Trek Day. That is not on purpose. I did not know today was going to be Star Trek Day.
I'm so surprised about
Yeah,
that.
not at all. Like, yesterday I saw a few tweets that were like, "Ooh," something about Star Trek Day, and I just assumed that I was not understanding a thing. But come to find out, today's Star Trek Day. It's like the 57th or 58th. I don't have any notes because we're outside. Like the 57th or 58th anniversary of the airing of the first episode of Star Trek. What is the first episode's name? Man, it's not Where No Man Has Gone Before, but I feel like it is. So if you know,
you did not prepare.
I feel like
well
if you know what that is,
this.
I did not. No. Well, I'm busy. But anywho, so we're back at it for Trek Jive. This is season 4 premiere of Lower Decks, and I love this show dearly. And I'm just going to assume that in honor of me loving this show dearly, we got 2 episodes for the premiere because I'm selfish like that. So we got episode 1, Twovix. Yeah, Twovix. The letters are very tiny on my phone down there. And episode 2.
It's probably Twovix, T-W-O.
Well,
Vix.
yeah, Twovix, like TW. I'm calling it Twovix, but it is Twovix with a TWO.
Yeah.
Like number 2 Twovix. Twovix part 2. And then episode 2 is I Have No Bones Yet I Must Flee, which is obviously a reference to I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream, the classic science fiction short. So they're at it again, guys. These are just flippin' delicious episodes.
Yeah.
My guy. Okay, so spoiler-free review. If you have not, and I know like a bunch of people have not gotten into Lower Decks, right? I understand the barrier of entry for it being animated is a bit strange, but I mean, Star Trek has a history of that. Star Trek the Animated Series is like already a thing and fantastic. So definitely check that out. But Lower Decks is fantastic. 100% worth it. Each season gets better than the last, especially if you're like you've seen all of Star Trek, classic Trek fan. I feel like if you are new to Trek, you're going to enjoy Lower Decks, but like, you won't grasp the full breadth of the show.
Yeah, because there's a lot of jokes. There's a lot
so
of
referential,
inside Easter eggs, lots of references.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But it's still enjoyable,
But
even
it's still
if you
good.
don't understand all the references.
Even if you don't see all of them.
I definitely don't understand all the references.
Sure. Well, you haven't seen Enterprise yet, and you've only seen like halfway through Voyager?
Yeah.
And maybe halfway through DS9?
Probably less.
Probably less than that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna miss some of those, right? But you're gonna catch the OG, like original series, TOS and the TNG stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously the Strange New Worlds ref. Okay. So these are fantastic episodes. I highly recommend, if you haven't seen this, go start with season 1, power through these. They're great. You're going to love them. Yes, it is a comedy, but it's also like true Trek. So 100% check that out. But I can't really say anything about these episodes without getting into spoilers. So let's just get a spoiler alert up here and get into that right now. Spoilerful kind of relativistically quickie reviews, because like if I was gonna stand here and just go over the references in just the first episode, this is gonna be like an hour long. The review will be longer than the episode, is what I'm saying. The references were so deep, dog. They were so deep. So this episode is we're showing up for a secret event. We get the Mariner and her mom are both like, I hope it's not a Romulan thing. Spy shit sucks, which is solid.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Absolutely solid ref. And then come to find out what it is that some dude was not rebuilding, but restoring, and is ready to send back to Earth and put on display the USS Voyager. And we get sexy Voyager flyby, boot up sequence. We get a bunch of interior shots of Voyager. The bridge is delicious. The main engineering.
A bunch of like Voyager Easter eggs.
A ton of Voyager Easter eggs.
There's like
not just like set locations, but
and there's like a variety of different
when
things.
Boimler like knocks it over, and the guy who restored everything was just like, no, this was actually worn on the mission in the Delta Quadrant. Be careful, like that kind of stuff. But like we get a lot of Easter eggs. We see all the main sets that we know and love.
Yeah.
We see all of like reference to all of the like best episodes, right?
And this episode is a huge reference to one of the biggest episodes, I think, in all of Voyager, which is the Twovix episode.
Certainly the most fighty episode in Voyager.
Not the most, because it's definitely not that one.
Well, no, I mean fighty, like the people who have the most amount of opinions.
Also,
we still have
not the most fighty.
I still see memes about Janeway was right.
I'm not the most fighty, because
Twovix
that's
Tuesdays.
the
What's up?
Salamanders.
Janeway was wrong.
The most
fair.
fighty episode.
We
is
did
the
get a reference
Salamanders.
to the Salamanders, though.
A lot of references,
which
to
is
them,
good.
yeah.
Which is good. But this was a great episode. A ton of references. And that's all for just the A plot. Right, the A plot is a ton of Voyager references. We get the big macrophage. We get Borg stuff. We get the clown. We get O'Sullivan or whatever his name is, who had a relationship with Janeway.
Captain Phantasma or whatever his name is.
Yeah, the bad guy from Tom Paris's black and white Hollow novel game that he played, and like all that kind of stuff. So we get all of those. Absolutely fantastic, as well as good character build and development between Mariner and Boimler, and between like Boimler and Mariner and the bridge crew officer who was with them. But the B plot is actually where the name comes from, and the deeper reference, which is the Twovix reference. So we start with the chief engineer and the chief medical officer, so the cat and the engineer guy, come together. They get fused. They become a person, and then they start trying to take over the ship by fusing people together.
Well, the first fuse is an accident.
Yes,
and then the rest of those fuses, once they understand what happened with actual Twovix, in Voyager,
they learn
then
that Janeway was a hard ass.
Then they start making a melded army.
Yeah, Tuvi, whatever the plural of Twovix is. So we get that, and like Tendi and the Vulcan medical officer, who also got a promotion in this episode, they have to save the day, which they save the day, which turns out fantastically. And we end with Mariner, Boimler, that medical officer, the Vulcan medical officer, and Tendi all getting promotions to lieutenant junior grade. So they get the black pip on their collar. Rutherford is left out of those upgrades, but he also, as he says, engineers don't get promotions for breaking things, and he ruined the ship with Neelix's cheese.
Yeah.
But this was a great episode. As a Voyager fan, Voyager is my favorite show. This was like all me all day. I was so hype on this. We've seen the episode twice, and I'm still like maybe I see it a third or fourth time. Get more of those references. And the ship looks beautiful in the way that they did it in the animation. So I'm super here for that. Make more models, Star Trek. But so that was the first episode. Fantastic premiere episode, and then we got the second episode, which was another sort of A plot, B plot style episode. The A plot was basically Mariner overhears the first officer say like she's not going to be my problem anymore, so she dramatically misinterprets that and tries to turn it into a whole shenan. So that way she loses her rank up before he lets it go or whatever. And she's with Boimler on the she's with the first officer on the away mission, and then we've got Tendi and Rutherford on the B plot, where Rutherford is trying to make microscopic improvements to the ship, tiny improvements to the ship,
so
in
that
order
he'll get a
promotion.
But every time he does, there's like another guy in engineering who does something just like ever so slightly
0.01 better than him, or
because he wants
whatever.
to get promoted because he misses his friends.
He's afraid that
it's going to hurt their friendship.
Staying together, it's going to hurt their friendship. So I want to go over the Rutherford plot, the B plot first. We get very fun episode. Boimler having panic attacks about his rooms being inappropriate. Some of those were inappropriate rooms. And we also get Tendi basically kind of calling him on his shit and being like, listen, like, we're always going to be friends. Just because we're different ranks doesn't matter. What are you doing? Which culminates in just the thing people need to hear more often, right? When she yells over at the chief engineer and is like, hey, can Rutherford get a promotion? Because remember that one time that he saved the ship by pulling the hull off so that way they could survive that thing or whatever. And the chief engineer's like, oh yeah, of course. And just gives him the promotion. And Rutherford says something to the effect of like, oh, I didn't realize that I could just ask for the things that I deserve and I would get them. Which I feel like is a lesson that needs to be explained to so many people these days. Yeah, you don't deserve to be treated like shit by your bosses. And if you deserve something, ask for it and fight for it because you deserve it. And just because some corporate shill thinks otherwise doesn't mean their opinions matter. They're just assholes. F them, right? But so that was a beautiful. I love that. It was so good. It was so poignant. They knew exactly who they were looking at, like millions of people directly in the fucking eyes when they when they wrote that line. And then the A plot was a ton of fun, right? It's Mariner and the first officer and just like some ensign who are on a who are in a menagerie to go rescue some humans. And the menagerie is ran by a corn man. He's like a man made out of corn, which is hilarious to me. I love that he's just like, oh, all of you non-plant-based things all kind of look the same to me. Delicious.
Yeah.
And accidentally a Moopsie gets released easily,
which is the cutest
one of the most terrifying creatures,
and also most terrifying
to ever exist in Star Trek. It's
it.
so adorable, except it drinks your bones. How does it drink your bones? It'll show you. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it's fucking horrifying.
I love it. I want a plushie of it.
Oh my god, a plushie Moopsie would be fucking fire.
You can go right next to my little Tribble.
Yeah, right. Plushie Moopsie, 100% here for that. Moopsie was super adorable. It was a great like character development episode where Mariner is just trying to like start shit and get fired, and the first
officer
Ransom
is
just
having
Ransom calls her on her shit. I love early in the episode when that ensign is just like, it seems like you guys are trying to break up or something, and she's like, we're trying to break up from being co-workers, and you're just like, ooh, he called you dog. Like so you get a lot of good back and forth with them. Come to find out the humans are the ones who released it because they were trying to take over the menagerie, menage, which is crazy town. I love that response from the Cerritos at the end in the like captain's log or whatever at the end was just like, we decided to leave them behind because they're assholes.
Yeah, basically.
Which is hilarious.
Right after the like red shirt ensign on the away mission was like, I don't know why they're always talking about how humans are so awful. Yeah. And then literally humans
and then come to find out humans are so awful. Yes, absolutely fantastic. Yeah. We got to see a lot of like background monsters and animals and stuff, which was super fun. Definitely a few references in there, which was cool. Yeah. And you know, we got to see Mariner kind of like fully accept her promotion, and like now Lower Decks is moving forwards. They're Lower Decks, but they're like not as low, mid-tier decks. Or whatever, which is fun. As well as, it's funny, okay, so, I don't know, C-plot-ish is like Boimler trying to get a room, and like every room he gets is awful. But in the very beginning, he gets served a room that's got the Bassard collectors right out the window, and he's just like, it's too bright, I can't handle it, or whatever. And when we watched the episode the first time, Julie's like, they don't have curtains in the future or whatever.
No, I was just like, can't they dim the viewport?
Right? And I'm just like, they could 100% dim these windows. Like, we know this for whole facts, right?
Yeah.
But he just like, different room. And then when he finally rooms up with Rutherford after Rutherford gets his promotion,
it's the same room.
Well, it's a similar room, but with two bunks in it. And Rutherford's like, oh, it's too bright in here. Beep, boop, beep, beep. I just dimmed the viewports. Everything's fine now. And he's just like distraught, which is so great because you called that even before you saw that it was an option.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm pretty sure I've seen
there's
this
no
before.
way Starfleet would just make some people suffer.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I wasn't thinking that. I was just like, that doesn't make sense. sense. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody dim the viewport.
Yeah, you can black those entirely out if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, a window to a personal quarters. Yeah. So, like, you know, there's going to be some sort of privacy.
There's got to be a shenanigan.
Filtering.
Yeah, totally. It's just like the holodecks, you being able to hear them through that room. I don't know about that.
I would have.
That's a high risk move. Listen, if I found that out, I'm never going on that holodeck again. Right? I would have been. I don't need to be that judged.
Replicator, replicate me. 50 cubic feet of sound dampening material.
6 inches of sound. Set up an isolation field 1 inch inside of this room, and I won't hang anything on the walls.
Yeah.
Or some shit, Yeah. I think Boimler was just being a drama boy. It was like pretty good. Pretty good. But these were great episodes.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic episodes. I'm so excited to get back into Lower Decks. Lower Decks is like definitely top tier Trek. It's super, super good. I'm super happy to be back with Tendi and Rutherford and Boimler and Mariner, and to see where this season goes. Oh, and we also got at the end of episode 1 and the beginning of episode 2 a MacGuff about a ship that's got some sort of fancy looking armor on it that shoots a beam and ruins some Klingons and some Romulans. Both of those little shorts were delicious.
The ship reminds me of the little love girl interest, or the girl love interest robot from WALL-E.
Kinda. It kind of gave me like a ablative armor Delta Flyer vibe, but that doesn't make any sense at all conceptually.
Yeah, so
we'll
in these
see where
two
that
episodes,
goes.
they exploded a Klingon ship and a Romulan ship. So we'll see if in the next episode we get another type of ship exploded, and this is like a big baddie.
I think this is the big bad for the season. I think so. I think that's what this is going to be. I don't think our crew's going to even touch them until the second half of the season.
Probably not. So I'm interested to see what other.
Maybe they roast a Borg cube. I would love that back and forth with a bunch of Borg drones.
Maybe
that would be delicious.
Or like the Packlids.
The back and forth between the Klingons and the Romulans were amazing.
Like all like there's so many different races that they can kind of poke fun at here, or species.
Totally.
That I'm pretty excited to see
where they go. 100%. But yeah, this was a great season opener. 100% worth watching. We've already seen it twice. I'll probably watch it again before episode 3 comes out. But yeah, either way, I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. This has been Trek Jive, episodes 1 and 2 of season 4 of Lower Decks, and what episodes they were. We will catch you guys next time for more Trek. Let us know below what your favorite parts were. How did you love the references? And what was your favorite part from the Voyager reference repertoire? For me, it was definitely the Warp 10 salamanders. It's too good. It was
pretty fantastic.
It's too good. Warp 10 salamanders are the best.
I really loved the kitchen area where they had all of Neelix's like weird gross dishes. Yeah. And people were trying them and were like, oh.
Yeah, that guy like opens the pot and smells it and he's just like, oh, none of that.
Yeah, the best part.
Fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, we will catch you guys next time. Oh, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and do all that kind of stuff. And we will see you guys later. Stay frosty.